that took me a while to understand after several takes. And
Hi, welcome to Unfiltered, where we share with you our journey to making the first episode of the Bungsu story. This project was in collaboration with the Filterworks Productions for the Creative Corby Ends 2017 movie season. We bring to you behind the scenes as well as interviews from the people that made the project possible. If you haven't already, here's the teaser for the first episode.
Thanks for coming in. Special announcement today, you guys have a new student. What an award, huh? First Bruneian to ever get it.
Adi. My name's Adi.
You know, this tortured genius act is getting old real fast.
Hi, my name is Darlene. I'm from the Creative Corby N. My role for this project is as the associate producer. Before the production, was one of my roles was to be there during the auditions and read out the scripts for our actors and see if they have the potential to become the characters that we want them to be, and which was a very fun process because we get to know each of the characters before we get to see them behind the cameras. And during the production, it was being there and seeing their characters coming to life from behind the script to behind the cameras, which was such a beautiful process, seeing as how they progress from being the just people who just read through the script to being people who are real life people, which I find it very interesting to see. And other than that, I was also there to help out in the set design and also making sure that everything runs smoothly, and mostly making sure that everything runs smoothly. I was only there during the shooting for like a day or two, and then most of the time it's like awake. It's like there will be times when I have to do work in the office, and there will be times when I'm available, I can be there during the production. My role in TCCBN firstly was as the intern, because I chose TCCBN as my second semester part of my discovery year. And what interests me was that I get to work in a creative company where I get to be free, where I get to express my creativity skills. And my role in the TCCBN was as their graphic designer. And as soon as my internship ended, I still continued to become their graphic designer, which I find very enjoying. And I like how I'm in a very positive environment where they encourage us to be artistic and be creative as we want to be. It taught me to think outside of the box, or be as creative as you want, just as long as it fits where you are. Like for instance, like in this production is like more of a romantic comedy where you have to like fit in every sort of set design, or mostly the design of it, just as long as it's within that and not go beyond. But we can be as creative as we want, just as long as it's in the same genre, I would say. Oh wow, okay. I'm the co-head of Brunei and Street. It is a group where we encourage the culture of reading in Brunei Darussalam. And at the same time, I'm also a co-founder for Books Beyond Brunei, where we sell in-stocks and pre-order books to around Brunei. So I'm balancing out between being a graphic designer for TCCBN and also an associate producer for the production, co-head for Brunei and Street, and also becoming a businesswoman for Books Beyond Brunei. So it was a lot to balance out, and it took me a while to really sort myself everything, like my best advice is to surround yourself with people who support you with everything that you do. And because when you have people who support you, who would be there for you, you would feel more motivated to do the best that you can, even if like there will be some failures in between. It will go well eventually. And that was one of my biggest challenges, like during this production, because like I had a lot going on, but it went well in the end. Oh wow, that was one of the okay, I would say comical experience that I've had, where I had to pick up several things from okay, I had to pick up like 20 drinks from Wing It, and 20 or was it 30, okay, yeah, 30 drinks from Wing It. And then I had to pick up like 4 trays of chicken and fried chickens from Wing It as well. And then what else? Okay, mostly I had to just pick up the food to prepare on the set. And imagine like carrying all that in your car, and then your car, you'd know, it'd be moving around a lot, and then you'd be like, oh goodness, there will be a lot of spillage. And then there were a lot, but it was okay, because like I get to clean it up. And aside from all the food, there were also like electronics in the car, which was also like a challenge for me, but it went pretty well, and no electronics or devices were damaged as of now, that after I looked through. Yeah, no damage for now. And alongside, I was also picking up my sister at the time, so there were also her school bags somewhere there, and along with her big project model of the Kaaba. Imagine having that in your car, and then you have to like put it at the most respected place. You can't put it on the floor, you can't put it on the chair, it was a challenge. At the same time, you have food in your car, so it was like you have to like figure out where to put this at a respectful places. The scene that I can recall was at the core. That was the first time for me to be at the core and be in the apartment, and then see how the whole setting was like. And then there I helped out with the set design with Zika and Charlotte as well. And then aside from that, I've also helped make sure that everyone is all quiet, because like it's like a shooting, and then there shouldn't be any noises that took me a while to understand after several takes. And yeah, keeping things clean, yeah, that's part of the set design, keeping things clean, and like making sure that everything is in the right order. Yeah, making sure that people eat, and making sure that like we don't finish all the chips from the props. For the set that we did the other day, we have to make it like look as if like it is a student's room, not some adult room or some kid's room. It's like a real legit university student sort of room. So we started coming up with ideas of having like sticky notes all over the walls, like, and then most of the notes written on the walls are like from my previous knowledge that I've learned during my time in secondary and university, where I learned those physics formula, and that was mostly written on the walls, on the sticky notes. And other than that, we make sure that everything else is not too polished, not too clean, just make sure that it's messy but not too messy, like how you would see your brother or your sister's room, or how you see your room like as a uni student.
So how do you feel about being part of the project and being part of the experience for such a limited time as well?
It was a great experience, actually. I love working with these amazing people from GCCBN to Filterworks and ASNIL. Like each of them have their own ingenious ideas, where they have their own different point of views, and then when you merge all those different thoughts and opinions into one, it creates this somewhat of a stunning production, I would say. like when I saw the teaser for the first time, I was pretty amazed by how it looked like. Like, imagine like seeing how much hard work that they put into this production, from working to from the early mornings till late nights, and then seeing how committed and dedicated each and every one from the production crew are. And just shows how much they're willing to do this, to express how creative, or how they want to show how artistic they are as filmmakers. And also not just the filmmakers, but also the actors and actresses who were involved in this, and the crew who were also willingly, voluntarily wanted to be a part of this amazing production, where we want to show how talented we Bruneians are as artists. Biggest takeaway, there were a lot of drawbacks during this production, like say limited funds mostly, but despite all that, it wasn't a big problem. It just that wasn't really much of a big problem for all of us, but it was the fact that all of us, despite the drawbacks during the production, not just the money, but also the logistics and also the timing, we still kept on going. We still kept on doing it. We didn't give up, because we had a bunch of great people with us who wanted to make sure that everything just runs smoothly, and just as long as each of us don't give up, that's when we just keep on doing it. And that's what I've learned during this whole production, where we didn't give up. We just kept on doing, because like we know what we wanted, and that is to express our creativity.